Why, hello there. My name is Steven, and today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my learning journey. Now, during the month of March, we primarily focused on the concept of story building and how we could use technology and different tools to complement that concept of story building. Okay, and thanks to OBS Studio, I'll be switching over to a smaller window over in the corner now. But as you can see from the display capture that I'm using, there's a variety of different assignments that we were actually using that were geared towards the concept of story building, and it was primarily split up over 3 weeks. So we'll take a closer look at each of those sections. So each of these assignments throughout the few weeks were pretty interesting in their own way, but I would say that week one was definitely my favorite. There's a variety of things that we had to do, but more importantly, the main objective was to review like 5 different tools, different technology tools that could be used for this specific task of story building. Now, as part of a companion piece, if you will, for this project, we were asked to get into small groups and to basically collaborate in Google Slides. And as you can see here, we would include the 5 apps that we were going to be reviewing, a description of those apps, and then we listed our own examples of those apps. And for each of these, I actually went in and made little side projects for each of these tools. Now, the primary app that I chose to focus on for this week one assignment was Adobe Spark, because it allowed me to create a video similar to what I'm doing right now. And I don't have the audio playing, but you can kind of see how I have the little transitions going while I'm speaking in this video. And this was just a really good way to sort of practice for this type of reflection that I'm doing for you today. And it'll help for future assignments coming up, and also just future projects in terms of when I'm a teacher, I can actually create content and get better at doing these sorts of things and using these types of programs to do so. Now, at the time, we were asked to basically have a way of presenting how we learned about this project. And at the time, I did want to do a video tutorial, but due to time restraints, I actually just ended up doing a Google Slides presentation on how to do it. And so as you can see here, I'm just going to kind of flip through the slides. This was my way of showing how I learned it and basically running anyone that's new to the program through the steps necessary to make their own video. Now, week 2 was definitely a different kind of beast. We were actually asked to create lesson plans for a type of scenario where these sorts of tools would be utilized for students, and how we would go about that. So I'll just kind of scroll through it real quick. I chose to focus mine on the program Canva, and the idea was basically just designed around students being able to create their own posters, and it was going to be built around like citizenship, like digital citizenship, and basically creating rules for that. And really on this one, I actually left a little more open-ended than that, and specifically designing around citizenship. It was just around whichever kind of topic they were going to go for, and using Canva to create a poster to have a means of presenting that information to the classroom. And so finally, we're here at Module 3, or Part 3 of Module 2. And this is basically just the reflection portion of it. And it's kind of a chance for us to sort of think about our little journey of going through these tech applications, and getting a better idea of the idea of story building. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed this whole module, this whole section of the class. And you know, for me, the hardest thing was just the lesson plan portion of it, just because I really don't have experience creating lesson plans. So I had to look at a lot of different examples and just sort of come up with my own ideas, and just sort of model other examples, use those as sort of a template, and then fill in that template with my own ideas. But like I said before, I really did enjoy the first part of it, messing with all the different applications like eMaze, Adobe Spark. I mean, there's a few others in there. I can't think of them at the moment, but just learning how to do all these things has been a really cool experience for me, and I'm definitely going to be able to use those things. Like I could definitely see myself using Canva, and even the other functions of like Google with Google Sites, and Google Slides, all those kinds of things. There's a wide variety of like uses for those. And the primary things that I'm using for this presentation right now aren't even ones that were available to select from this project, but it's kind of given me the motivation to learn these things more. So I've primarily been using OBS Studio, and once I'm done with this, I'm going to be editing the whole thing through a program called DaVinci Resolve. Now both these things are completely free, so DaVinci Resolve is a video editing software, and OBS Studio is used for both streaming yourself and also recording. And I'm mostly just using it for recording. Perhaps at some point, once I get better at this, then I'll start looking into actually streaming. But in terms of reflection, like I said, I've really enjoyed it. I can't wait to learn more. And well, after this class, I'm still going to be trying to learn more about technology and what things are changing, what things are still coming out. It's kind of nonstop. It's never ending. So there's always things to learn. You just got to have that motivation, that drive to actually learn those things. And I'm definitely going to do that. But that's going to be the end of my presentation. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But anyways, take care. Bye-bye.